Hi, welcome to this Blender video tutorial entitled Multiple Modifiers. All Blender mesh objects can have multiple modifiers. The modifiers are placed in what is referred to as a modifier stack. Each successive modifier will affect all of the modified results of all of the modifiers placed above it in the modifier stack. To demonstrate the modifier stack, I've placed a cube object in my Blender scene, and I've scaled it to form a rectangular paving block shape. I'll use this object, which I have named Paver, as the basis for a curved sidewalk. I'll select the Paver object and tab into Edit mode. I will need to add some vertices to the object so that some of the later modifiers will be able to render the proper result. With all the vertices selected, I'll subdivide the Paver mesh 3 times. I'll then tab out of Edit mode. I will next add a simple deform modifier to the paver. I'll set the deform mode to taper, and I'll set the deform factor to -0.15. This will give the paver object a bit of a taper. I'll then add a second modifier. This will be an array modifier. Notice that the Array Modifier panel is placed below the Simple Deform modifier in the modifier stack. I'll go up to the Simple Deform modifier, and I'll click on the Expand Contract arrow and contract the Simple Modifier display. In the Array Modifier panel, I'll set the fixed count to 24 and set the relative X offset to 1.1. This will leave a slight gap between each of the paver duplicates. I'll go to top view and zoom out a bit so that you can see all the pavers. I'll now add a curve deform modifier to the paver object. Note that the curve modifier is placed in the modifier stack below the array and simple deform modifier. I will contract the array modifier panel. Now I'll need to add a curve object for the curve modifier. I'll place my 3D cursor below the arrayed pavers, and I'll add a NURBS curve object. I'll name this object Paver Curve. I'll tab into Edit mode and go to the Object Data Properties panel for the NURBS curve, and in the Active Spline panel, checkmark the Endpoint U checkbox. This will display the NURBS curve with the endpoints snapped to the control points, making it easier to edit. I'll tab out of Edit mode and reselect the paver object. In the Curve Modifier panel, I'll click on the Curve Object box and select the Paver Curve object. I'll then select the NURBS curve object and tab into Edit mode. Now I'll adjust the NURBS curve control points to create a fairly soft double curve. I'll then tab out of Edit mode, grab the curve, and place it inside the paver array. We now have a curving sidewalk as a result of 3 stacked modifiers.